Steelers fear serious injury to promising rookie tight end during preseason practice. What began as just another day of practice in Latrobe may have turned into a nightmare for one of the Pittsburgh Steelers' most promising rookies. According to information obtained by PennLive, tight end Isaiah Thomas Jones, signed as an undrafted free agent, may have suffered a ruptured Achilles tendon during practice last Sunday, an injury that, if confirmed, could end his season before it even begins. The scene on the field was alarming. Thomas Jones was quickly treated by the Steelers medical staff after being seen holding his left leg in visible discomfort. His shoe was removed, and he was unable to place his foot on the ground. Unable to put weight on the injured leg, the young tight end had to be carted off the field and did not return to practice. A native of Mobile, Alabama, Thomas Jones returned home when he chose to play for South Alabama University, where he excelled, with over 200 receiving yards in his sophomore and junior seasons. However, his contribution to the Jaguars went far beyond statistics. He became known as a blue-collar player, the kind of athlete willing to do the dirty work, the hard blocking, the physical play, the unglamorous dedication, characteristics that don't go unnoticed by attentive coaches. Even though he received only an honorable mention Olsen Belt selection, his teammates weren't satisfied. Recognizing his intensity and combative demeanor on the field, his teammates created a plaque for him that read, "First Team All-Violent," a nickname he proudly adopted. "I wasn't a first-team all-conference player," he once remarked, "but I felt like no one played with as much passion and violence as I did. They gave me that. They gave me a plaque." This fierce and versatile identity was what caught the attention of the Steelers coaching staff, especially new offensive coordinator Arthur Smith. During offseason conversations, Smith expressed enthusiasm for Thomas Jones's multitasking potential, revealing ambitious plans to use him at various offensive positions: traditional tight end, wing, H-back, and even fullback, a position that's becoming extinct on most current rosters, but still valued by physical offenses like Pittsburgh's. Rare versatility as a blocker seemed to be his ticket to the final 53-man roster. No other player on the current roster possessed such a complete skill set, capable of playing in multiple physical roles and still contributing in the passing game. His attitude, work ethic, and intensity also appealed to the front office, who saw Thomas Jones as a sort of offensive wildcard capable of making an immediate impact, especially in heavy red zone packages and short third down situations. Now, however, all of that is at risk. A ruptured Achilles tendon is one of the most serious injuries a football player can suffer. Recovery time can exceed 9 months, and there is uncertainty about a return to peak form, especially for a player as reliant on explosiveness and core strength as Thomas Jones. The timing is even more delicate because he is an undrafted free agent whose margin for error is minimal. Unlike high draft picks, players like Thomas Jones often have only one summer or one training camp to prove their worth. He was doing just that, and his loss would be deeply felt, not only for what he represented on the field, but for the culture he had helped build behind the scenes. The Steelers are already thinking about the post-Rodgers future and considering Malik Willis as a possible successor. The Pittsburgh Steelers appear to already be looking to the horizon, even as they prepare for a season under one of the greatest quarterbacks in recent NFL history. Aaron Rodgers, newly arrived in the Steel City, made it clear from the outset that 2025 will likely be his last dance in the league. Despite the lengthy process leading up to his official roster spot, the veteran kept his word to the franchise, even in the face of personal obstacles. According to journalist Ian O'Connor, Rodgers reportedly reaffirmed to Steelers officials in private conversations that his commitment remained. Despite possible initial absences from mandatory offseason activities, he didn't make any formal guarantees, but he told the Steelers something like, "Listen, I'm going to play for you. I just need to resolve some personal issues before I fully immerse myself in the team," O'Connor reported. He was confident everything would be in order by the end of May. Rodgers arrives in Pittsburgh with a renewed mindset. At 41, the star is determined to make a mark in his likely farewell season, and physically, he claims to be in peak condition. "I can say with 100% certainty that Aaron is in the best shape of his career," declared former Super Bowl champion quarterback Phil Simms during his podcast. "He's adjusted his body, adapted to his age, and is ready to show who he truly is in this new chapter." The decision to return to the field, according to Rodgers himself, was made with his heart. His love for the game still pulsates strongly, and that's what drives him toward another season. However, even with the current enthusiasm, the reality is that the end of Rodgers' NFL career is near, and the Steelers, as a strategically oriented franchise, are already looking for ways to move forward. In this scenario, one name is beginning to gain traction behind the scenes in Pittsburgh. Malik Willis, the young quarterback, currently with the Green Bay Packers, may be on the Steelers' radar as a potential transition piece for the post-Rodgers era. In a recent article published in Bleacher Report, Journalist Kevin Knox highlighted that the Steelers' front office should closely monitor Willis. Aaron Rodgers doesn't represent a long-term solution. Malik Willis, with his versatile playing style and dual threats, could fit well into Arthur Smith's offensive system. He wrote. Knox also points out that, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter, the Steelers attempted to repatriate Justin Fields before he was traded to the New York Jets, which led them to consider Rodgers as a backup plan. Willis, originally drafted by the Tennessee Titans, hasn't had many opportunities to shine as a starter, with just 5 NFL starts, accumulating 3 wins. The 25-year-old quarterback is still considered a raw prospected talent waiting to be honed. For a franchise like the Steelers, which historically values internal development and stability at the quarterback position, betting on Willis could be a bold move, but one with a high potential return. The tactical fit is also cited as a positive. Offensive coordinator Arthur Smith, known for his creativity and preference for mobile quarterbacks, could exploit Willis's athletic potential more effectively than we've seen so far in his short professional career. For now, the focus remains on Rodgers and his mission to return Pittsburgh to the top, but the front office's strategic move indicates that the future is also on the table, and it could come sooner than expected. If Malik Willis arrives at Heinz Field in the coming months, Steelers fans could find themselves witnessing not just a farewell season, but also the birth of the franchise's next era.